Hi friends and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello. My name's George Agombar and I'm a UK music producer. Today's video is carrying on from videos that I've made in previous weeks called How to Start Writing a Song and How to Start Producing a Song. So today we're going to have a look at how to start mixing a song. So if you're interested in this, then make sure you stay tuned and hit the subscribe button and notification bell for new videos every Wednesday. And things will never be the same when I hear your name since you kissed me in the rain. So this is a project that I made in the producing video. There are 17 tracks. We have drums, rhythm and lead guitar, bass and some vocals. Now, as you can see, some of these are MIDI tracks and some are audio, and they're not all clearly named. There are stock instrument names and the actual tracks aren't named properly. So we're going to make this a bit easier for ourselves and name the channels and also the actual tracks. You name the actual tracks by pressing the Shift and N buttons. So once I've done this, I could colour the tracks. But actually recently, I found that I've just jumped straight into starting to mix it. I found the colours a bit pointless. Personally, they just don't seem to help me very much. However, if that works for you, then go ahead and colour them. I just like to make sure that all my tracks are ordered in the way that I like it. I really like having my vocals at the top, then the drum tracks, the bass, the rhythm guitars, the lead guitars, and then the synths and all the other stuff I may have. I then make sure that I bounce all the MIDI files, so I'm not tempted to change them for the sake of it. And this just means that I'm not concentrating on the actual writing of the tracks anymore, more on the sound of them. And then I can get going after all the organisation has been done. This is just the order that works for me, and because I've been using this order for so long, I'm really used to it. And so I know almost instantly where every element of my mix is going to be without even thinking about it. Nowadays, I like to focus on my vocals first because I really think they can make or break a commercial song. So I like to make sure that my vocals are in tune and have been volume automated before I begin to look at the rest of the mix. I use flex pitch to tune my vocals, which is a feature of Logic and is a little like Melodyne. It's really cool because it can do so much. It allows me to snap a part of the vocal to a note by double-clicking on the box, and then I can drag this box up or down to the note that I want it to sound. It also allows me to change the vibrato of the note by using this middle bottom circle and dragging, and to me this just makes the vocal seem a lot stronger. Now flex pitch can do a lot more than this, but these are the two main features that I use. Now I also use flex pitch for volume automation. And I did this in front of a friend of mine who's also an engineer and producer, and he was shocked. He was having none of it. He did not like that way. But the reason that I use flex pitch for volume automation is because I find it easier, because it shows the waveform size as you change the gain of it. And I know that I'm a big preacher of mix with your ears and not your eyes, and so are a lot of other people. And this is kind of going against that. But what I do is I get the waveform in roughly the right place, and then I close my eyes and listen and make sure that it is all correct. I just find this a lot easier than using the automation tool on Logic. This is just what works for me, and actually it may work for some of you too. Once I've made sure that the vocals are in tune and they're all nice and even, I look at the timings of my audio tracks. I make sure that the bass, the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar are all in time. And if I need to make any changes, I do this using flex time. Now I do need to be careful because whilst I want the tracks to sound tight and in time, I do still want that margin of human error in there so that they still sound natural. I have made a video all about flex time and how to use it, so I'll leave a link to that down in the description. The next thing I do is get the levels of the tracks roughly right. Now, it's inevitable that these levels will all be changed numerous times whenever I revisit the track, but I like to get them roughly to the right place. My next step is possibly the step that I take the longest doing. I sit back and I listen. I listen to my mix really, really critically, and I ask myself, what is this missing? What has this got too much of? What's wrong? What's stopping this from sounding like a great mix? Is there an annoying frequency? Can I hear all the instruments that I want to hear? Are my instruments competing with each other, or do they have their own space? Does the mix sound too empty? Is it energetic enough? Has it got the right vibe to it? And asking these few questions gives me a starting place to start mixing from. So if there's an annoying frequency, I know that I need to EQ it out on a specific track. If there's empty space, I think, well, do I want to fill that space with an effect like reverb or delay? And if there are two instruments competing with each other, maybe I want to sidechain compress them. And it's all about working like that. So once I've looked at the general mix and general problems, I like to zoom in on individual lines. For example, I'd begin to focus on the vocal line, but I'd still listen to it in context with the mix, because I think that's really important. But I'd be focusing and asking myself, is this vocal sounding perfect? No? How can I make it better? What can I do to improve it? What can I do to make it sound like a vocal in today's charts? And that's how I do my mixing process. I just work on the main tracks like that. So that's how I mix a song. I organise the project, get rough levels set, listen to the things that I need to improve, work on the mix in general and the general problems, and then focus in on individual tracks. Now, I will say that I've never completed a mix in one session. I think it's really important to keep revisiting your project with fresh ears. And you know that a mix is done when you revisit it and you aren't tempted to make any edits or changes to the mix. Although you do have to be careful that you're not making any edits for the sake of it. And sometimes that's the hardest part of the process, deciding when it's time to walk away. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful and interesting. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if there are any other videos you'd like to see in the future. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and I will see you again soon.